Guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Design Theater. Today we're going to be looking at the artist from Six More Vodka, Marko Djurdjevic. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm not sure. Uh, if I mispronounced it, I apologize. I'm not that great with names. Okay, so we're going to go through and look at this guy's stuff. This guy is really he's also similar to the guy that I did previously. Uh, Android Jones. He was one of the founding artists of conceptart.org. And I remember him, I don't think it was through Massive Black, but anyway, he's he's been in the business for quite a while. He's done a lot of like tabletop RPGs, but then he's also worked for companies like Marvel and these different companies as an artist. And he has a great storytelling ability. I like his stuff because it's very dark and very gritty. So let's go ahead and let's jump into some of this stuff and take a look at it. So this is his first one. This one is called The Conspiracy. I think this is for his own personal project. But what I love about this is I love the use of light, right? And I think I'm going to have to do an analysis, a masterclass analysis on one of these pieces of his, because he's really good with putting the right things in light and organizing his shapes in different ways. So by that I mean if I pull back, the further I pull back from it, we can still see a good silhouette of everything it is that's going on here and where the characters are positioned in this scene, while at the same time it's not, the setup is unique enough to where not everything is like front and center, right? So the composition is interesting, right? So he has these different elements of composition here. You know, he's got these lines of light that are behind our character here, and this is creating lines that are leading us right to our focal point right here. Right, so it's almost like our eyes move diagonally across here, and along the way, as our eyes move diagonally, we see this figure here on the right. You see he's looking up at this character, and clearly this character is pointing at something that he's looking down at, right? And then we have kind of like this wall of light over here that keeps our eye from going over here, which is interesting because we can really take the light patterns and break them down into shapes, and I'll do that in a more advanced, in another masterclass episode, where I'll go through and I'll break something like this down in terms of like the shapes of light and the way he paints them. But yeah, I mean, like I really dig the way he draws his characters, especially stuff like this. Like I guess this is from his own personal project. But yeah, I mean, this looks like some sort of evil looking Star Wars type characters. You know, it's got that sci-fi vibe to it, but it has an older sci-fi vibe to it. The face definitely reminds me of Darth Vader, the way that Darth Vader looks like whenever you take his mask off, right? Even this reminds me of Darth Vader a little bit, right? So you can see those influences. But Marko is really well known for having a very strong grasp of anatomy and just awesome storytelling ability. I love this. This is great. And like I said, just strong composition. Just the way it is that the image is framed. It's framed in a non-obvious way, with very strong perspective being used on the boat. Right? Another cool image. I love these paintings he does because they almost feel like they're shots of like a dark fantasy film that we've never seen before. But you get a sense of it by the way that he crafts these worlds. And I guess he's done some flatter line art type stuff as well. apparently. Yeah, I love this stuff. This stuff is really cool. It's like some sort of evil Darth Vader type army or something. Yeah, and then we've got these great character designs. Like I was saying, he's really well known for being able to just draw something like this straight out of his imagination without really looking at any reference. Um, yeah, just incredible. His stuff also reminds me of, like Karl Kopinski, who I'll also put in the cards here. I've done a video on him as well. He just has magnificent drawing ability. Stuff like this. This is really cool. I like the use of the noise on whatever brush he's using. It's another character piece. I'm assuming this is from his own. But yeah, I mean, he has these great cinematic shots. And one of the things I'm going to be doing in one of the master classes is I'm also going to be looking at cinema film stills and doing breakdowns of them. And because you can really see the influence of something like a film still on something like this. Like I said, these all feel like screen grabs of a movie that hasn't been made yet. And then of course he's got these really grotesque looking character designs. It's got that use of asymmetry, of putting something heavy on this side and then counterbalancing that with something light on this side, and then carrying through with these same sorts of tumor shapes all over the hand, the hips, of course on the side of the face, but then also down here at the leg. And playing up that asymmetry of the design in order to make it interesting, and then adding symmetrical elements in there to balance that, such as the face mask. And then of course you could say the body itself is somewhat symmetrical. Right on. Stuff like this is the sort of stuff I wanted to draw as a kid. I just love these creepy monsters and characters. I like how he's got like this exposed, it looks like some sort of exposed flesh on this arm here. Just looks awesome. This flayed skin, it reminds me of something like Hellraiser. I think I'm going to do an analysis of Hellraiser at some point. But yeah. You got the obvious asymmetry of the two arms. Alright, we got a couple more. Another cool character design. Looks like some sort of rogue robot. Yeah, you must have a pretty good understanding of the mechanics of a robot, or he's looking at a lot of reference whenever he's drawing something like this, because I couldn't imagine how long it must have taken him to do these. I think this is his last one. Yeah, awesome. Has some sort of like it's like a dark fantasy Nazi or something like that, but in outer space. Awesome work. So yeah, okay guys, well I'm gonna go ahead, and this is kind of a short video, but as you guys know, I'm putting out these videos pretty regularly. I'll be following up with another video here pretty soon of my comic book, as well as some personal work that I'm going to be posting up, so please keep an eye out for that. I've got another announcement coming up here pretty soon, as I'm getting close to the end of my second comic book being released. So I hope you guys like these videos. Please leave a comment if there's an artist you'd like for me to look at. And thanks guys, take it easy.